Elon Musk, the pain behind his genius. Genius doesn't come from comfort. It is forged in pain, pressure, and an unrelenting obsession to change the world. Today, we pull back the curtain on one of the most admired yet deeply misunderstood minds of our time, Elon Musk, the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and Starlink. A man racing to colonize Mars to build a new world while still trying to fix the broken pieces of this one. He's been called a visionary, a madman, a savior, and sometimes a danger to himself. But what most people don't see is the battle behind his brilliance, the childhood scars that never fully healed, the betrayals that hardened his trust, the loneliness of leadership, and the burden of always being 10 years ahead of everyone else. Behind that spark of ambition lies a storm of sleepless nights, personal losses, emotional wounds, and victories that often came at the cost of peace. This is not just the story of Elon Musk. It's the story of how pain can shape power, and how purpose, when pursued without compromise, can leave a man both legendary and lonely. Let's begin. A brutal beginning. Elon Reeve Musk was born on June 28, 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. His childhood wasn't bathed in luxury or love. He was a quiet boy, so silent that his parents once feared he was deaf. But Elon wasn't deaf. He was thinking. He wasn't lost. He was building worlds in his mind. While other kids played outside, Elon was lost in fantasy, logic, and the future. From a young age, he was addicted to books. He read for 10 hours a day, devouring encyclopedias, science fiction, and anything he could get his hands on. By the age of 9, he had already read the entire Encyclopedia Britannica. But in school, there was no applause for intelligence, only punishment for being different. He was mercilessly bullied, pushed down concrete stairs, beaten so badly he ended up in the hospital. His nose was broken, his spirit bruised, and at home, things were even darker. His father, Elon Musk, was emotionally abusive, controlling, manipulative, cold. Elon would later say, "My father is a terrible human being. He's done almost every evil thing you can imagine. He can make anything sound logical, even the most twisted actions. It's chilling. The world outside hurt. But the world inside his mind, that was safe. That was where he hid. That was where he dreamed. And slowly that pain became fuel. He began to realize if no one was going to protect him, he would protect himself. If no one believed in his potential, he would build his own future. Brick by brick, code by code, dream by dream. Isolation turned into focus. Bullying became his blueprint for mental toughness. And emotional pain? That became the silent architect of a vision too big for his broken childhood. Escaping the cage. At just 17 years old, Elon Musk left South Africa alone. No parents, no safety net. Just a suitcase, $2,000, and a dream. A dream to escape the system that tried to crush him and build a new one on his own terms. He believed in something most people never dared to, that one person could reshape the world. In Canada, the dream didn't start in a lab or a boardroom. It started in the mud, in the heat of a boiler room where Elon shoveled dirt into furnaces to make ends meet. Then came a job cleaning out toxic chemical tanks, dirty, dangerous, undignified. But he didn't complain, because every step was a step away from the cage he was born into. He enrolled at Queen's University, later transferred to the University of Pennsylvania studying physics and economics. two fields that mirrored his dual obsession: how the universe works and how money flows. Elon wasn't trying to get rich. He was trying to survive, trying to prove something to the voice inside that had been screaming since childhood. You don't belong here. You were meant for more. He wasn't chasing money. He was chasing meaning. Late nights, empty pockets, secondhand books and cafeteria leftovers. But he kept going. Because the pain of going back was worse than the pain of pushing forward. He had to prove that he mattered, that his ideas weren't foolish, that he could become more than the trauma, more than the broken boy, more than the world told him he was. He was building his confidence the same way he would one day build rockets, from scratch, piece by piece, failure by failure. This was Elon's real launch pad. Not a space station, but the raw determination to never return to smallness again. Code Chaos PayPal. Elon dropped out of Stanford after just 2 days. 2 days was all it took for him to realize something. The revolution wasn't happening in a lecture hall. It was happening online. The internet was exploding, and Elon, he wasn't going to watch it happen. He was going to drive it. His first company, Zip2, was simple on the surface, a digital business directory with maps and navigation, long before Google Maps ever existed. He coded night and day, often sleeping in the office, showering at the YMCA, eating cheap takeout, all while building something the world didn't know it needed yet. Eventually, Zip2 sold for $307 million. And just like that, the boy with $2,000 in a suitcase became a millionaire. But even then, he didn't celebrate. Because Elon Musk was never chasing money. He was chasing impact. Next came X.com, an online banking platform far ahead of its time. It would later evolve into what the world now knows as PayPal. But success didn't mean safety. While Elon was away on his honeymoon, the board voted him out. He was replaced as CEO, betrayed by his own company. The headlines didn't tell the whole story. They said Musk steps down. But the truth? He was pushed. This was not the first time the world tried to erase him. And it wouldn't be the last. Most people would have crumbled, lashed out, fought back with fire. But not Elon. His revenge was not destruction. His revenge was reinvention. He took the pain again and buried it deep. He didn't scream. He built. Because Elon Musk doesn't use anger to burn bridges. He uses it to build launch pads. What came next would not just disrupt industries. It would redefine the future. Building in the fire with his own money, every cent he had, Elon Musk did something no one expected. He didn't buy islands. He didn't retire. He didn't play it safe. Instead, he lit a match in the middle of a storm. He launched not one, or not two, but 3 impossible ventures. SpaceX to build reusable rockets and colonize Mars. Tesla to make electric cars cool, fast, and desirable. Solar City to power the world sustainably with solar energy. And each of them had a 95% chance of failure. People laughed. Critics mocked. Investors walked away. NASA didn't take him seriously. Detroit called him a joke. But Elon, he kept building. He kept dreaming. He kept going. Even when the dream cost him everything. He poured in his last dollar. He borrowed money just to pay rent. He slept on friends' couches. His marriage fell apart. His health declined. Stress nearly broke him. "I thought I was going to die," Elon later admitted. "We were hours away from bankruptcy." It was 2008. The global financial crisis hit. All three companies were collapsing. Employees weren't getting paid. Suppliers were pulling out. And the world watched, waiting for Elon Musk to fail. But at the very last moment, NASA awarded SpaceX a game-changing contract. Tesla secured emergency funding on Christmas Eve. It was minutes away from shutting down forever. That Christmas, Elon didn't unwrap gifts. He unwrapped survival. He didn't just save his companies. He saved his mission. He stared into the fire, and instead of running, he built inside it. This chapter didn't make Elon a billionaire. It made him a legend. Because when most men break, he builds. The cost of genius. Behind every triumph lies a mountain of sacrifice. Sleep? He runs on barely 6 hours, often less. Vacations? He's taken so few, they could be counted on one hand. Even his honeymoon was interrupted by a business coup. Relationships? They've come and gone. Marriages dissolved. Moments missed. Memories traded for meetings. Mental peace? Almost non-existent. Elon once admitted, "I'm not someone who's naturally happy." He's suffered from mental burnout, emotional collapses, and very public meltdowns. He's tweeted through the night, sometimes recklessly. One tweet wiped $14 billion off Tesla's valuation. Critics called him unstable. The media called him erratic. But what they missed was the pain behind the brilliance. Because genius doesn't walk a straight line. It crashes. It bleeds. It rebuilds. He's often described as robotic, cold, emotionless. But those close to him know he feels deeply. He just hides it behind mission statements and rocket launches. His children rarely see him. His body carries the weight of 100-hour work weeks. His mind never shuts off. But he keeps going. Why? Because Elon Musk doesn't chase comfort. He doesn't chase applause. He doesn't even chase profit. He chases impact. He chases legacy. He chases a future that doesn't yet exist and drags it into reality. This is the cost of genius. Isolation, exhaustion, misunderstanding. But he pays it willingly. Not because it's easy, but because someone has to try. Why it matters. So why does this story of pain and perseverance matter? Because yes, you listening right now, you might be walking through your own storm. Maybe the world doesn't see your value. Maybe your dreams feel too big, or the road too lonely. You may feel misunderstood, ignored, mocked, broken. But here's the truth. The ones who change the world are rarely the ones born to comfort. They're the ones who've walked through fire and came out forged, not burned. The world's most powerful people are often the most wounded. But they don't stop. They don't fold. They transform. They take their pain and turn it into power, like Elon Musk. Like you can. So when it feels like no one believes in you, believe in yourself anyway. When it feels like you're failing, remember, every giant once felt small. And when the odds are against you, say what Elon said. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. This was Elon Musk. The pain behind his genius. If this story stirred something in you, if you saw your own struggle in Elon's journey, then don't keep it to yourself. Like, comment. Share it with someone who's ready to rise, because someone out there might be one story away from not giving up. Genius isn't easy, but it's possible. Subscribe now for more real stories of greatness born in pain. Because behind every legend is a human being, just like you.